Alrighty then, what is up, guys? This is Chase Oliver here, bringing you another video to my channel. Anyways, guys, today is a special video or a special live event if you are here live with us on the Google Plus Hangout. And if you want to ask questions during this event, there's like a little thing on the video called Q&A. Click on that and you can ask us any questions about the WWE NXT Takeover 2014 event. This is the full recap, live recap, real thoughts about the matches, real thoughts about moves and all that other stuff. So please check out my other review too, a shorter review of WWE NXT Takeover. But this is for the full recap. But I don't do these alone. No. I'm not just someone who does this by myself. I do this with friends, and I'm bringing a friend on this show. He's been a friend of mine on YouTube for a while now. Ever since I started here on YouTube, this guy has been a homie of mine. I've known him for a long time. He's had me multiple times on In the Hot Seat Live. He is the host of In the Hot Seat Live, which brings a bunch of us YouTubers together. I appreciate what he does for the YouTube wrestling community. Please welcome my guest, a.k.a. Fortminorproject, David Rivera. David, how's it going, my man?
Doing good. Thanks for having me on the show, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, before we get started talking about NXT Takeover, what did you think about the NXT Takeover pre-show? Did you watch the pre-show of NXT Takeover?
Yeah, I definitely did watch it. I thought it was cool. I like how we had Christian, Renee Young, and Paul Heyman. I thought it was really pure entertainment. I got a kick out of it.
Yeah, me too, man. I felt Christian, Renee Young, and Paul Heyman all did a really good job. One thing I have to complain about for the pre-show, and this is just me, is that I kind of wish the pre-show didn't show us, you know, all the video packages before the actual show starts, because I don't want to see the same video packages twice, man. Like, come on, WWE, you can do much better. Just do what you did back in the old days where you used to show, like, what happened on Raw and Smackdown. You don't need to show us any more video packages. I'm all video packaged out by the time the show's all over, but it is what it is. But the pre-show, I felt they did a really good job with that. Now let's talk about NXT Takeover yourself. What were your thoughts heading into the Takeover pay-per-view? What did you think about? What were you thinking about? What was going to be your match of the night? Which match were you most looking forward to? What was your thoughts before the pay-per-view?
Well, with all honesty, I didn't really expect it to be this great. It really took me by surprise. Of course, today I was having actually a shitty day, so it turned out to be an even better day. So with that, it was mainly most of the main matches that were promoted, like, of course, like with the Divas match, and of course the Sami Zayn match, and then as well the main event. Actually, to me, I did enjoy the Divas match and as well the Sami Zayn match more, but that's just me personally.
And hold up, David. We might be having a special guest also joining us. He hasn't been on he hasn't been on YouTube in a long time, actually. He hasn't been on YouTube in a long time, but I'll make an exception. I'll be making an exception for this man right here. He just tweeted me. I wish I got to him sooner a little bit, but it's not other than Jake from the Tree of Woe show, and Jake is a big fan of NXT. If you follow him on Twitter, @Jake Bryson, @JakeB253. And also David's Twitter is @DavidRivera1998. So check your DMs. I'm telling Jake to check his DMs so he can get on here. Yeah, same here, man. I was doing the same thing about you with the NXT show. I didn't think this show was going to blow me away whatsoever. I said, oh, it's going to be some good matches. That's all I thought. I thought, you know, main event, it'll be good. Divas match, that seems okay. Breeze and Sami Zayn could steal the show. That's all I thought about this. I didn't think this show was going to be as good as it was. It delivered above my expectations, if I should say, because, you know, the NXT product, as lately these past weeks, I felt have just been okay episodes, not really good episodes, really great episodes. And there's my boy Jake from the Tree of Woe show.
Nice.
He's here. Let's see if he has headphones. Let's see if he's ready to talk about NXT. Let's see if he's ready to talk about some NXT. Let's see if he's ready for this. Talk about NXT live here on YouTube.
Okay, we got him.
Oh, I'm in.
What's up?
Jake, I have to make an exception for you, man. You know this. I have to make an exception for you. You're the NXT fan here, so.
I am.
A big NXT fan, man. You're a big NXT fan, so I have to make an exception for you, man.
I was happy to be on. I haven't talked about wrestling in a little bit. I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, can give us an update. What happened to the Tree of Woe show?
Man, I don't know. We'll figure it out sooner or later, hopefully. But I guess we'll see.
We'll have to wait and see what happens with the Trio of Woe show. It's like an episode of Scooby-Doo. We don't know what happened yet. We have to solve this damn mystery as soon as possible. But Jake, I was asking about.
Everyone just
go ahead and talk.
to start grabbing heads. Oh yeah, to start grabbing heads and see whose mask comes off. It's always old man Jacobs.
Yes, exactly. But anyways, Jake, I was talking to David beforehand. I was asking him about the pre-show and about your expectations for NXT. What did you think about the pre-show WWE did for NXT Takeover 2014?
I really liked it. I mean, I liked Renee hosting because she seems like a very solid host. You know, she doesn't have to give her opinion a whole lot. She does. She kind of goes over a little bit, but she kind of gets out of the way and lets the other guys kind of color what's going on. But I thought Christian was great in there.
Yeah.
I mean, he kind of showed the arrogance with the charisma, like, oh, you know, he's kind of like, it's like, oh, come on, man.
He came out of hibernation for this. He came out of hibernation for this.
It's been too long since we've seen him.
Yeah.
I finally found him. He found the peeps, and I thought Paul Heyman was great on there as well. Because Paul Heyman was like, he sold what was going on, but also sold why he cared, which I felt like was a little bit deeper than you normally get.
Yeah. Yeah, my only complaint with the pre-show was just like too many video packages that we saw later in the night. That's the only thing I would change. Don't show us the same damn video package all the time. But what were your expectations going into Takeover? Because me and David both said, we thought this would be a good show, but we didn't expect it to be as good as it was, like as great as it became.
Well, I mean, going and looking at the card, I was kind of like skeptical on Breeze versus Zayn. I love Zayn. I was like, I don't know if Breeze can go with that. I didn't think the styles would mix well. I knew that the last couple matches would be good, and don't like the Ascension all that much. So I kind of knew that was going in. But overall, I mean, I knew it would be tough to match what they did as a rival, just because a rival was just out of this world, and a couple of those main guys are in spots already on the main roster. But I'd put it at a 6.5, maybe a 7.
Okay, I thought it was a great show. I thought it was a fun show to watch.
That was my expectation, was a 6.5 to a 7.
Oh, that was your expectations. Oh, okay.
Probably different now.
Yeah, probably different now.
Come on.
Okay. All right.
You got to
We're not done yet, yeah.
Damn it. All right, so let's get started talking about this one. NXT TakeOver started off with Adam Rose and Camacho. Why is Camacho coming out the Hootie Coast theme song? God damn it, man. Where's the bicycle? Where is the bicycle?
I know.
Where's the bicycle?
He can still use it.
Yeah, he got a bicycle.
Hey, the Trio of Woe show might come back as the Trio of Camacho show.
That's fine, too.
That's an old joke for the 5 people that were watching back in 2012 that are probably watching this right now.
Yes, Camacho, man, he looked good in the match, but I just thought this was a solid opening match between him and Adam Rose. It seems like Adam Rose has not decided what his finisher is going to be yet. I mean, first he was doing the leg drop, now he's doing Dean Ambrose's finisher. It seems like they don't have a set finisher for Adam Rose just yet. But what are your guys' thoughts about Adam Rose as a character as a whole? Because, Jake, I haven't heard from you in a while about Adam Rose. And, David, I know kind of your thoughts about Adam Rose. You're kind of up and down with him sometimes. I'll start off with you, David. What are your thoughts about Adam Rose as a whole?
Yeah, like I mentioned too last night, to me, I'm in the middle of it. I mean, I find it more exciting on NXT, and it's a lot more special. But on the main roster, it's not really there yet, and it's going to take some time to get used to. So, yeah, that's how I feel about him so far.
Is it kind of like Emma? Because I feel the same way about Emma.
Well,
I felt like Emma was great on NXT, but on the main roster, not so much,
Yeah, I think she's more better on her own, and I don't think she should be with Santino, honestly.
Fair enough to say. Jake, what are your thoughts about the Adam Rose character?
Well, I mean, it's tough not to like a guy who's possibly on ecstasy, and it's a different thing than we normally get. I mean, the guy who comes out on a bus with an entourage and a funny, and I mean, there's some parts in there where there's some parts where I absolutely love it and parts where I absolutely hate it, but at least there's no parts in there where I'm just like, okay, fine, Adam Rose is out here, whatever. Let's see what else is on. Let me see what's going on my phone. I'm on either on one side or the other side pretty much the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, what more do you really want? I mean, you'd like to be more steered on one side. There's times where I really love him. There's times I'm just like, oh, great, he's going to go out there, dance around and kind of do the same sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then once you see it, you're kind of like, oh yeah, I forgot. It's a good thing. So, as wishy-washy as it sounds, overall I enjoy it.
Yeah, I like Adam Rose. I have no problem with him. Like for me, I've always said it. I'm a character guy. If you can bring a good character to my television set, I'm fine with it. Now, let me see what you do. Like I don't judge characters right away. I wait 3 to 6 months before I kind of really judge a character. 3 months is kind of like, okay, where have you gone in 3 months? All right, let me give you 1 more month. All right, you're not doing shit. Or, oh, he did something, but then something falls off and stuff like that. Kind of like Miz when he was a babyface. I give characters time before I bash him. So I like him as it stands right now. He's not my overall favorite guy from NXT because we all know my favorite is Bo Dallas. Bo Dallas for the win. But enough of that. I just thought the opening match was solid. David, what did you think about the opening match between Adam Rose and Camacho?
Yeah, it was actually pretty good. I mean, nothing really far too much to say, and that's what I thought about it.
Yeah, it was just solid. Jake, what about you? Adam Rose, Camacho, solid?
I really was impressed by Camacho. I mean, I'm a Camacho man myself, but I go in there kind of like, oh, I forgot why I like this guy. I like him because he's kind of stereotypical, and that is kind of something that they don't have enough in wrestling anymore. But at the same time, he really pulled off a lot of offense that you don't see a ton of. It wasn't like he's a powerful dude who looks powerful, but doesn't move very well. So he's kind of stuck where he's at. But at the same time, at the same time, he works well in this sort of thing where he looked like he might have a shot at beating Rose, but there's no way they're going to lose to Rose, who's on the main roster doing stuff all the time. But there was a little bit of disbelief in there where it's kind of just like he looks like he can be a formidable heel.
Yeah, and I think one thing that kind of hurt Camacho is kind of his height. He's not really the tallest guy for a big muscle guy, and not to mention he's Samoan. He's not Mexican. Stop saying he's Mexican. He's Samoan. He's not a Mexican, damn it. Like I guarantee you, if I was tanned and skinny and shit like that, they would be like, "All right, Chase, you're wearing the Sakara mask." I'm like, "What? Why am I Sakara?" So, in all honesty, I'm just saying right now, he's Samoan. For anyone who didn't know that, now you know because it's my super short show. Anyways, let's just move on. Let's go to the Ascension, taking on Ricardo Rodriguez and Kalisto. Oh, yeah, by the way, El Loco's Ricardo Rodriguez, if no one knew. That's Ricardo Rodriguez. Yeah, so I'm just informing people who didn't know, because they probably don't know. But
well, you can tell by the tattoo. It kind of gives it away.
Yeah, it does kind of give it away. But this was just a standard tag match, man. I was kind of disappointed. I wish Kalisto got more love in the ring. I just felt like it was just like a traditional, Kalisto's just getting beaten down. Ricardo gets a hot tag. Ricardo freaking gets his ass kicked. Double team move by the Ascension. Ascension win. I don't think the Ascension are going to win, like lose the straps to anyone in NXT. I think they're going to do what happened to Paige. They're going to win the main tag titles on the main roster. JBL is going to be like, you guys are too busy to be on NXT. Give me those straps. And they're going to do a tag team tournament. Because the Ascension right now, they're just the only tag team in NXT. I hate to say it, but they are the only tag team in NXT. Jake, what did you think about this match?
Not a big fan of the Ascension, so it was kind of just like you said. It was like they were getting a lot of offense in. It was kind of like, okay, awesome, whatever. And then I was super excited to see more Kalisto. He's a guy who I think has a ton of potential, and watching him move is something you don't see a ton of anymore. Just that quickness on the feet, the innovative moveset, and you got to see a little bit of it. Every time he hit something, it was awesome. So I guess, the psychology of it made sense. I like him more as a singles guy than a tag guy at this point. But there could be something else going on there.
Yeah.
I was not super impressed with El Loco, or Locale, I don't know, Ricardo.
Yeah, just call it Ricardo.
Yeah. Overall, it was kind of just like, overall, I kind of just sat back and I was a little bit down off of it. Then even while I went in there with like a lower expectation for this match, but I was still kind of just like, oh, all right, it just didn't click for me personally.
All right, what about you, David? What did you think about the tag team match?
Yeah, that I enjoyed. It could have lasted a little bit more longer to me. I really do enjoy the Ascension, so it's really cool that they were able to get the win. Hopefully we'll get to see more tag teams going for NXT. I would love to see that and get the Ascension going for tag team feud or something like that in the near future.
All right, yeah, like I said, this was just a standard tag team match. Like I don't think the Ascension are going to lose to anyone on the NXT roster, man. I mean, there's no tag teams on the NXT roster that they can lose to, so I don't really have high hopes that the Ascension are going to lose the belts anytime soon. Now, let's move on forward to the most exciting, segment of the night. Alexander Rusev, came to the ring with Lana. Imania. And then fucking Mojo piss off Rawley. Got his ass kicked. I don't really care about Mojo Rawley, man. I did not care about the segment. I was hoping Booker T would come out, man. I was ready to hear, "Can you dig it?" I was like, ah! No, all of a sudden I heard, "Get hype, and I was like, no, I'm not getting hype for this shit, man. So honestly, fuck time.
Get hype for a squash match.
get hype for nothing, man. What are you guys' thoughts about What are your thoughts on Mojo Rawley, man? I don't like this guy whatsoever, but if you guys like him, that's cool for y'all, but I just don't like him. He's the WWE's version of Gunner. I hate Gunner from TNA. I say he's the WWE's version of Gunner. So what are you guys' thoughts on Mojo Rawley? David, you go first. What are your thoughts on Mojo Rawley?
He's not so bad. I mean, I was kind of expecting a Rusev match in there somewhere. It's happening sooner or later, but it wasn't really anything special. But the only best...
What happened there? What were you saying, David? You cut out for a little bit. What were you saying about that?
Oh, yeah, I just noticed. I didn't know if you heard me, but yeah, as I was saying, it was really nothing far too special, but the best part for me was Lana.
Yeah, Lana was the best part for anyone. Hey, Rusev is messing up this live stream because remember, Rusev messed up the Rivals live stream, and now he's getting his revenge. He didn't mess up the Takeover live stream, so he's going to try to mess up my live stream. Screw you, Alexander Rusev. Jake, what are your thoughts about Mojo fucking Rawley?
Let me put it this way: if he was on the main roster in a different city every night, I think he'd be handled a little bit better than just those guys. If you go to Orlando and you see him 3 times in a 3-hour span, or you see him twice in a 3-hour span, and you see that every month, and you see him at the live shows and stuff like that, that would get so annoying so fast. Because the allure of him is kind of like a overgrown 6-year-old beating up kids at the playground who got way too much sugar at lunch. So he's out there, he's pushing people around, he's jumping up there, he's hyped. You can't stop him. But you don't want to go home and see that kid. Like if you're driving by and see that kid outside the elementary school doing stuff, you're like, oh, good for that kid, man. That kid's pretty funny. But you don't want that kid to be your kid. You don't want to be sitting there having 9 o'clock at night trying to get that kid to his homework, and he's sitting there trying to punch.
Yeah.
What do they call it? A brawling buddy. Yeah. So he kind of, I mean, that's a different situation than a lot of the guys that have on NXT, where the more exposure you get to them, the more like drawn to them. There's a lot of guys who are just like, oh, I love seeing these guys every week. You would pay to see that. He's more of a traveling guy. He's more of a guy who's been great in the 80s, kind of stuck in today's wrestling world.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
I think a lot of people are surprised that I'm not a big Mojo Rawley fan because I always defend the big wrestlers, the big guy wrestlers like Roman Reigns and Ryback and shit. And a lot of people are like, Chase hates Mojo Rawley. I'm sorry, man. He just reminds me too much of Gunner from TNA. So I can't say that man's name normal, man. I think Gunner is garbage, dog. He's garbage, man. And when he beat James, no, we're not talking about TNA. If you're watching TNA, I feel sorry for you, but let's just move on to the matches that were just freaking that carried this show. And the 3 matches you got to watch. You have to watch it. It's not like these matches are all fucking great, but these are 3 matches that made TakeOver a wonderful fucking experience. Let's start off with Sami Zayn versus Tyler Breeze. I enjoyed this. This was my match of the night. I thought this was the match of the night. Sami Zayn once again stole the show from NXT. He finally got a new theme song, no longer that crappy hip-hop Rage Against the Machine crap. He finally got a new theme song. Freaking Tyler Breeze got a new theme song that I liked. In all honesty, I felt that, both these men did a really, really great job. I felt the ending was good enough to make it where Sami Zayn, lost because Tyler Breeze kind of cheated by doing this against the turnbuckle, but at the same time, it looked like Sami Zayn hit his nuts against the post, and then Breeze hit the cyclone kick. I'm not a big fan of Tyler Breeze's finisher, though. I think his finisher is kind of weak. It's kind of like anyone can do the cyclone kick. That's just a simple move. But I really did like this match right here. It surprised me. It started off slow, but then it got really fast-paced, really good. once again, Sami Zayn stole the show for me. Jake, what did you think about this match right here? And Tyler Breeze becoming our new #1 contender.
I'm going to start off by saying I love the Sami Zayn theme. It might be my favorite theme in all of wrestling right now. I'm a ska fan. I'm a Sami Zayn fan. I listened to it 5 times before the show even started because I saw it leaked on Reddit. And I was just like, I would listen to this song if it was just like a normal song. But the fact that it's tied to it and the fact that he's walking out and Sami Zayn's skanking, you know, he's doing the ska dance, he's bouncing up and down. It's just it kind of personifies him more, which I think helps him out a little bit more. And then the match itself was super good. A lot of crazy stuff in there. I thought Tyler Breeze got a concussion when. The somersault one, yeah.
Yeah, that was it. Mm-hmm.
Oh my! I thought he was dead. I was R.I.P. Tyler Breeze, and then they played off that perfectly. But that's why he protected himself.
Oh yeah.
And then hit him nuts.
Out of me.
Yeah. It was that finish. As much as I love Sami Zayn, was the way that you could do it to where it doesn't degrade Sami Zayn, and Tyler Breeze is better off for being in a match of that quality with someone like Sami Zayn. He looked like he could compete with him, and Sami Zayn is one of the top, if not the top guy in NXT. So the fact that it delivered on that level and it delivered in the ring and all sorts of levels, I really enjoyed that.
David, what did you think about this matchup right here between Sami Zayn and Tyler Breeze?
Yeah, I thought it was a great match, and it was really cool to see the near falls after near falls, and it was just one hell of a roller coaster ride, and it shows the real passion of these two wanting to be #1 contender. I thought it told a good enough story for it. And even though I was going with Sami Zayn, I was really shocked that Tyler Breeze got the win, but hopefully in time Sami Zayn will be able to get to be on the main roster. I would love to see him on there.
Yeah, and that's my next question is Sami Zayn going to the main roster soon after this loss? Because I think that I thought they might do Sami Zayn versus Neville for the next big NXT show, but
me too.
With the new theme song and all that other stuff, I'm thinking maybe he's going to the main roster soon. I think that they might be bumping him up to that main roster spot. Yeah. I think that's where he's going.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one thing to kind of note, I mean, Rose didn't get a new theme song when he went up, but Paige did. And so
it's kind of
Emma did. Yeah, somebody got a different one as well. It's escaping me right now. It was a really cool point in my head, and then I lost it on the way there. But I mean, I wish I could remember it right now.
Bo Dallas did not get his new theme song until he made the main show. So
yeah, that might have been it as well. So yeah, I mean, maybe that's why they switched it. Let me hijack this subject real quick.
Yes.
All right.
Tyler Breeze, as Summer Rae's new boyfriend, feuding with Fandango and Layla. How awesome would Fandango and Tyler Breeze feuding be?
That would be actually pretty good. That would actually be a fun little feud. I mean,
I would like to see that.
That'd be two gorgeous guys trying to like fight for two gorgeous women, so I'd be fine with it.
Hold on. And how about this ending though? After a hard-fought match at, let's say, SummerSlam or something like that, they shake hands and become the male version of whatever. You're not going to mention
Billy and Chuck?
Tag team.
Not Billy and Chuck, but where they just both realize that they are each other's counterpart, the beautiful department.
Robert. Beautiful people.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that because I don't want to talk about TNA.
Male version.
Yeah, imagine that. That mixed with the whole Dashing Cody Rhodes thing, but now it's two guys who are just so narcissistic.
I would like that.
Yeah.
I would like that. Bring some life to the tag team division for sure.
Oh, yeah. And those guys kind of, I think, would do really well. I mean, I feel like Tyler Breeze and Fandango, even though they are close to the same size, wrestle a little bit differently. And Tyler Breeze can come in there on a hot tag and really hit his offense, and his finisher is more conducive to a hot tag situation.
Yeah.
And Fandango's finishes off the top rope, so we could hit that, roll, tag over, and hit the top rope, leg drop, and all of a sudden, there's your finisher. I just booked how we're going to get this guy up there, and the end result will bolster the tag team division.
Yeah, it'd be amazing. Like Fandango and him are like dancing, taking fucking selfies and shit. Yes. That'd be fucking hilarious. I would love that narcissistic bullshit.
Oh.
I would actually love it.
That's actually so great.
Yeah.
Well, the tag team itself would be great, but the way to get there would be just so great as well. It would just be like two guys who could not possibly fathom the other person being as beautiful. You aren't on the same level as me, Fandango. You're not this. You're not gorgeous. I just think it'd be great.
I would actually like to see that now. I'd like to see that. But Tyler Breeze is your new #1 contender. He exits the building before the NXT title match. He had better things to do, apparently, so he didn't get to watch it. Yeah, he's a busy man. But up next we have to talk about is the NXT women's match. And the women's match, I felt bad for these ladies because, first of all, they had so much expectations. You have the 16-time World Heavyweight Champion, the Nature Boy himself, Ric Flair. And then you had the best there was, the best there ever will be, Bret Hart in the corner of Natayla. So you had those two legends in the corner of these women. Not only that, you have the woman who apparently was too busy to be on NXT, Paige, show up with the Divas title and talk about how much this women's championship can help both of these women become Divas champions, even though Natayla is a former Divas champion. But let's forget all about that bullshit. Let's forget about Natalia's title reign for a minute.
Already did.
A lot of hype. A lot of hype for this match and a lot of big expectations for this match to deliver. And boy, did this match fucking delivered, in my opinion. I thought this match was good. It was very in-ring work savvy. The pace was kind of slow sometimes. Like, I felt you could have up-tempoed the pace a little bit more in this match. But I really liked the counters that these two women were doing. I felt one of the funniest moments of the match was when Natayla had, like, freaking Charlotte in like a headlock, and then she randomly goes to Ric Flair and goes, woo! Like, makes the ugliest woo I've ever heard in my life. It's like, woo! And it was just like...
I hope it was on purpose.
Yeah, that was the most disgusting scene I've ever heard. And then my favorite part is when Charlotte, she gets the figure four leg lock onto Natayla, and then later on, Flair's like, woo! Woo! He's all throwing his jacket. He's all hyped up trying to woo at her.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny, but I really thought they did a good job in this match. One of the best technical women matches I have seen. You know, I thought these guys did a really great job. Better than Paige and Emma from NXT Arrival, in my personal opinion. I just felt the pace could have been up more tempo, but this match lived up to the expectations that it had going forward. David, what are your thoughts about this match?
Yeah, with this match, it definitely reminded me why I am a women's wrestling fan, and with that, you know, it really didn't matter to me who won. And with Charlotte winning, I thought that was the better way to go. I thought she did North Carolina proud, so that's really cool. I'm excited to see what she's going to be doing for the NXT Women's Championship, and I was definitely looking forward for it, and it definitely lived up to it, so I was ready.
Yeah, Charlotte winning the title was a good thing, too. I agreed with the decision, because I felt Natty was just there to put Charlotte over anyways. Like, I didn't think that Natty needed to win this title. Jake, what are your thoughts about this women's match?
I only saw parts because my screen was kind of crapping out because Xbox One was not.
Okay.
Stop listening. Sorry, I said the word that starts with X, and it started listening to me. I don't want to think crazy happened. But parts I did see, very impressed. Oh, I was going crazy. Yeah, just pass me over on this one.
Pass you over on this one. So, so you have to watch this match over again. Definitely watch this match over again. This was a good women's match. It was like 3.5 months worth of WWE's women's match on TV, and like one match. No, like seriously, like this match went like 15, 17 minutes, man. Like Divas only get one minute on TV.
It seemed like a long time though. Yeah, it was about 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, man. So like this is like 3.5 months worth of WWE Divas matches you get on one show. So. We have some weird question going to no person with weird signs. I'm not going to invite you to the conversation, buddy. I invite people who I know very well on the YouTube. Sorry, man. I don't want to be rude or anything, but it's just like if I don't know you, I'm not going to just randomly invite you. So that's just me. But yeah, moving on from that question. But good win for Charlotte. I thought it was the right decision by WWE to give her, you know, the NXT Divas title, now, or women's title, they call it. But anyways, let's move on forward to the main event. Adrian Neville versus Tyson Kidd. Now, I knew this match was going to be good, just by name value. You got Tyson Kidd, who I think is one of the best in-ring wrestlers with no personality in the world. That's just me. I feel Tyson Kidd's one of the best in-ring wrestlers. If he was 6'3", he would be a WWE main eventer. He would be WWE champion by now. But he's not 6'3". And then you have Adrian Neville, who everyone loves, formerly known as Pac on the indie scene. I felt that Adrian Neville and Tyson Kidd, they fucking had a fun match. I love dynamic of this match where, you know, Adrian Neville would try to do moves and Tyson Kidd would counter them and be like, come on, kid, you're not as good as me. Why are you trying to counter my moves? Why are you trying to wrestle my match? You can't wrestle against me. You can't wrestle against me, man. Don't even try to copy my style. Like, I love that dynamic right there. And then Adrian Neville surprising Tyson Kidd sometime. I felt the storytelling in this match was actually pretty good. I didn't expect any storytelling in this match. I was expecting no sells and all these spots and all this other crap, and that's all this match was going to be. But there was actually really good storytelling in this match. Both men did a really good job. David, what were your thoughts about this match right here?
Oh yeah, I enjoyed it. And to me, I don't think this feud is actually over. I think we're going to see some more of this, and Tyson wanting to really get that NXT championship. But it seemed like he kind of went for a little bit of a heel turn. I was somewhat expecting that too lately, and especially what was going on throughout the night. So it kind of played into that. At least that was just me. And I love the spots that they did and trying to outdo each other and everything. It was really fun. Really glad Adrian Neville was able to retain the NXT championship.
All right, Jake, what about you? What are your thoughts about this match right here?
Very fantastic chain wrestling. I'm going to use some buzzwords here. The chain wrestling, the storytelling, like you said, the psychology behind it. There was a lot of stuff in there that kept me as like a diehard wrestling fan very entertained. There was a lot of stuff that kept me as like I'm somewhat casual at the same time. There was a lot of really cool action in there as well. Oh, what happened over there? I really did enjoy it though. It was fun. It made a lot of sense. It just the match itself worked
Alexander
very,
Rusev
very
taking
well.
over. That's
David Rusev.
We good?
And Alexander Rusev strikes again, taking out Jake as Jake is trying to explain why he loved this match. God damn you, Rusev. God damn you, Alexander Rusev. Just because you messed up Takeover does not mean you can mess up my live stream. Damn you, Alexander Rusev. Jake, repeat what you were saying about them. What did we do to you, Rusev? It looks like Jake is not...
Am I here?
Jake, explain...
Yeah.
Yes, you're here, but Rusev, once again, tried to mess up this stream and messed up what you were talking about when it came down to the match. So why did you like this match again? Give us the reasons again, because we couldn't hear you because of Alexander Rusev.
Well, I mean, that's so many buzzwords again. The chain wrestling was just so good. It was like they were countering moves to like get in better positions, and they would have a stalemate and pop up, and you know, Adrian Neville would kind of be nodding like, okay, yeah, and Tyson Kidd just playing the heel thing, who's like, okay, whatever, you know, like Adrian, and then the psychology of it, the pacing, all that stuff really just flowed so well. It didn't have any real hiccups in there, and it wasn't a spot fest. I mean, like you said, I was kind of worried about that. I was kind of worried it was going to be like, you know, like the stuff wasn't going to make sense. It was going to be like, oh, cool, Tyson Kidd goes for a leg sweep, he backwards over the top, elbows in the head, and then Tyson Kidd counters it with some crazy tiger suplex, something like that. It didn't happen. It was everything sort of flowed together. A couple moves in there were just so crisp. The one where Pac was going, Adrian Neville, I don't know why I said that. If you wouldn't have said Pac, I wouldn't have thought Pac, but Adrian Neville goes to hit the springboard backwards. Yeah, goes from the springboard to backwards elbow, and Tyson Kidd met him there, hit him with the suplex off the side rope thing. I had never seen that before, and you know, that's always a bonus for me if it's something I haven't seen. And it just kind of was them in a nutshell. It was Neville going for his offense, but the savvy veteran Tyson Kidd, who Regal was putting over as being this great scout, knew what was coming, reacted to it, and got it. And it was clean. The match itself was clean. The ending, where it was Neville over clean, and then Kidd went and shake his hand, kind of like you were saying, David leads something in the future. I don't think anyone would complain about seeing one match between these two.
No, I think because like the thing about NXT, one thing I like about NXT, unlike WWE, is like their champions. At least they hold the belt for at least 100 days. I don't think there has been an NXT champion that has held the belt for like 90 days or like double-digit days. At least they hold it for triple-digit some odd days, and they build them up and stuff like that for the main roster. I mean, Bo Dallas like 200-something days. Big E 100-something days, Seth Rollins 100-something days. So, I knew Neville wasn't going to lose this match, but, maybe if they don't feel like Neville's ready for the main roster, they can always, have Tyler Breeze win the belt at the next special event because Neville would have broken 100 days by then. Then later on you have, you would have a Neville and Kid rematch and maybe a Breeze versus Zayn or something. You have a lot of possibilities that you can do with Adrian Neville as NXT champ right now. Obviously, Tyler Breeze versus Adrian Neville is going to be at the next big event. I'm guessing Charlotte versus Sasha Banks will be at the next big event. We got a lot of great matches coming for NXT. Very excited towards the NXT brand. I feel NXT is the best Thursday night wrestling show. Sorry, Impact Wrestling, you've been taken over. You are no longer the best Thursday night show ever.
Hey, did you listen to the conference call where Triple H was talking about NXT?
This was hilarious. So if you guys have not seen this, this was with Dave Meltzer, and there's only one part you need to listen to. So Dave Meltzer, calls it, asks the questions like, oh, what do you think about, Kenta Kobashi and Prince Devitt, coming into NXT? And then Triple H responds going, who? And Dave Meltzer, his face was probably like, oh, fuck up. Those guys, and then Triple H is like, I'm just fucking with you. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about it. That was hilarious.
I'm not going to comment on that. Yeah. There was another part in there in the full call where he was talking about how he has to balance preparing guys and moving guys to the next roster and sort of, having a wrestling company down there in Florida. He needs someone to sell tickets. Neville's that guy right now. He got the strap. He needs to show he can get money with it. So, I mean, that's kind of, I think, why they keep guys down there a little bit. So, I mean, there are guys on Monday night and guys on Friday night who are nowhere near as good as some of these guys on here. But as soon as you move all those guys up, then all of a sudden you're going to have NXT in front of a cold crowd with guys they don't care about, and it's going to be kind of seem like it's some like a JV program. Like this kind of They don't want JV varsity. They want AAA Major League or minor league, Major League. But the minor league guys, you can see it's guys who are there for training, but you can see the talent. JV, it's like, oh, you're here because you're good, but you're not good. So I really like that aspect to it, and I think Neville's the right guy because he is right on that line to where you can tell he can't talk to save his life, but he's been getting better at it.
Yeah, no. Yeah. That's the bottom line with NXT because if we keep bringing these guys in, like Kevin Steen, rumored to come to NXT, Kenta Kobashi, rumored to come to NXT, Prince Devitt, let's just throw in maybe one day, maybe if AJ Styles comes to NXT. If you try to get all these guys to come on to NXT, it will become overcrowded, and soon enough you will have to make another show to complement NXT. Right? You can't have an overcrowded roster. Like you said, they're going to be building up the guys they have now, and then once they move them up to the main roster, some guys will get released. Sorry, Zack Ryder, you're probably first on the chopping block. JTG will still have a job over you. Woo, you blew it. But I'm just saying, NXT guys, they're going to come up, and they're going to do a really, really good job when they do come up because we've seen them grow through the NXT Farm Bill. Like you said, it's like a minor league WWE. It's like, everyone's there for a reason. It's not like JV where everyone is on the JV team. There's still losers on the JV team. There's still waste of space on the JV team. On the minor league team, it's like, nah, you guys are actually guys who can make the majors, but you need to work on certain aspects of your game. And that's what these guys are doing down there in NXT. They're working on aspects of their game. Neville, I feel Neville has improved as a talker. I love his back and forth with Tyson Kidd.
Well.
I mean, that back and forth with Tyson Kidd was his best work. It's some stuff with Brodus Clay, the real main event player. I felt that was some good stuff right there. I feel this is also a good launching pad for some guys on the main roster who have kind of got lost. I feel like this is a great way to get the main roster guys that are not really doing anything some good airtime and some good practice. I mean, like a Zack Ryder, he could be a big face for an NXT. That could be a good thing for NXT. A Brodus Clay, I think, is a good thing for NXT. And same with the Tyson Kidd. These are guys that we know about and that can really, really help the product as a whole. And so, really, to be honest, I'm fine with veterans, like certain veterans, if they need to go down to NXT. I don't think it's a bad thing going down to NXT. This is not like in a warehouse like FCW or in a secluded backlot like OVW. This is actually like a legit facility and a nice campus, a Full Sail University. So,
Yeah.
honestly, I feel they're doing a really good job with NXT in general.
And guys want to be there, too. Another thing on the call, I'm going to reference it again. Triple H was talking about how Cesaro wants to be on NXT shows. He's down there in Tampa, and he wants to be in the ring. He wants to be getting better. He wants to have more opportunities to do stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it wouldn't be the case if he was, if he was out there wrestling. I don't want to say anything bad about a lot of people, but there were some guys that have been in that, been in the developmental system in the past that were just garbage, like pure hot garbage. I mean, I'm going to say Rick Victor because he's done very well in the Ascension. But when he was a solo guy, he sucked. You wouldn't want to come down to Tampa to wrestle someone like him. But if you're coming down there and it's like an attraction to where you're wrestling Sami Zayn or you're wrestling Adrian Neville or even Tyler Breeze or stuff like that, you can have people buy into that more, and it's keeps the hunger there. Because you got to get to their level. There's no real regressing there. You have guys that are hungry. It's not like people are just chilling. Wait till they get the call. So I like how it's set up.
Yeah, it's really good. It keeps them busy, and then they can reinvent themselves too if they want to. You get to see a lot of great stuff going on.
Oh yeah.
And it's because I remember when they used to have NXT back in the day, NXT Redemption. That shit was garbage, man. NXT Redemption is the worst season of NXT history, man. You had Johnny Curtis, Derek Bateman, and Maxine doing this stupid love triangle storyline. You had the primetime players, just chilling there doing nothing. The Usos were wrestling there every week, and their fucking rookie got evicted. I mean, Redemption was just such a dumb season because they
completely different. Yeah.
And it's like now it's like NXT because like before, people were like, oh, you gotta watch NXT now. I'm like,
it seems weird.
What? Are you fucking high? I gotta watch NXT now. Like, what are you talking about? NXT is garbage. That's what I said. It's garbage, man.
You would have never known it was that show what it used to be.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
If you go like
FCW sucked too.
Yeah, FCW was garbage too. Besides like the appearances from like CM Punk and versus Dean Ambrose. FCW was a garbage show. NXT, man, it's just done a really good job. It's a really good thing, and what I love about NXT, and I've said this before, is that it feels like TNA Impact back in 2004 through 2007. Do you remember how the Impact Zone felt and all that other stuff? If you watched Impact back then, that's how NXT feels like, and that's what makes it fun. Like, the crowd is recognizable. You can tell that they don't travel. They stay in one area. But, look, man, that crowd is always so hyper and active and so fun to be around and watch.
They're always great.
I just love it, man. I love NXT, man.
Yeah, to me, it kind of feels like a little bit of Raw from 2003 and as well from TNA back in the day. It's a little mixture of both to me.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. It's Raw and I don't know if I would put it. I don't know if I would put it in SmackDown 2003 level. SmackDown 2002 to 2004 was some good shit.
No doubt.
I don't know if I would put that in that level yet. But NXT, it's like for the people who get sick and tired of what they see on Monday Night Raw, I think NXT is a. People always go, oh, we need an alternative to the WWE. Listen, man, Ring of Honor, I get it. Ring of Honor is doing some good stuff right now. It just doesn't have the promotion or I'll tell you right now, I live in California. There's no Ring of Honor on my TV. There's not a Ring of Honor I don't get Ring of Honor locally on my TV. It's hard for me to watch Ring of Honor on my television set because they don't broadcast it here. Ring of Honor is not the alternative. New Japan Pro Wrestling, it's not the alternative. And it's not because these promotions suck. It's because people can't view it. There's no source of media for casuals around the world to view it. That's just the bottom line. It's not just about us hardcore fans. It's about the casuals, too. There's no type of medium for us casuals to view an ROH or a New Japan. TNA, let's face it, that shit is just a ripoff of WWE at this point. They copy everything WWE does. They have freaking the all-black faction of 3 black people. Oh, shit, that's Evolution. They have the bearded champion. Oh, shit, that's Daniel Bryan. They have it's just too much. It's too much copycatting. It's just a copycat of the WWE. That's all TNA is at this point. It's copycatting the WWE. NXT, it doesn't feel like it's a WWE product. It has the WWE production, but it doesn't feel like it's like a real WWE product. It feels like it's a separate of its own universe WWE product, and that's what I like about it. That's why I watch NXT. Like the wrestling that I watch mostly is Raw, NXT, and I just watch Impact just because I'm a loyal TNA fan. I don't agree with everything they do, I still watch it. I just don't review it because that shit's too easy to review. Impact gives you their storylines in an open book, man. It's too easy to review TNA.
NXT is kind of like Smackdown in 2011, to where you can see there's a lot of talent there. You know, that was with Sheamus and Randy Orton and Wade Barrett and Cody Rhodes, Daniel Bryan.
And a lot of star power in there.
Yeah, and Kofi, like you said. Yeah, they had those kind of guys who were like not there yet, but you could tell they were going to be there, and everything they did was just dope. Even Ted DiBiase was out there killing it. That's our boy. And then there was also the guys like Big Show and Mark Henry that were given a different opportunity, given their own space, and they were able to kind of revitalize stuff, which is kind of what Tyson Kidd's doing now. So, I think eventually, if they keep bringing in guys that are this talented, you know, like we were talking about the guys they're bringing in, they don't want to get rid of people. They're gonna hopefully they brand split again. Hopefully, you know, SmackDown becomes a different entity altogether. It's not like, you know, Raw JV. It's you got your own sort of brand and belts and all that stuff, and I wouldn't complain about that.
Yeah, no, me neither, man. I think it'd be a good thing for the business if that happened, man. I would love to see that. In all honesty, man. So, any final thoughts on NXT Takeover and NXT in general? David, what are your final thoughts about this?
Overall, I was very pleased, and I like how the show was able to come about, and I'm looking forward into the next show, so I'm definitely going to be watching that.
What did you think of NXT Takeover? Like, great, good, what's your grading scale? What would you grade it out of?
Overall, I'll say it's a great pay-per-view. Definitely worth to watch.
Okay, Jake, what about you? What NXT Takeover?
Thoroughly enjoyable. Builds the brand even more so. It's something I look forward to these, and they continue to meet or exceed my expectations, which is, you know, what you want, and that's how stuff grows. You know, if someone asks me how NXT is, I'll say, oh, it's good. Oh, you should watch it. Stuff like that. Word of mouth will go, and people who watch aren't going to be turned off by it because there's nothing really bad that happens. There's nothing that's going to make someone go, oh, I didn't enjoy that. Mm-hmm. There's stuff for everyone in there, and hey, I felt like this one delivered. Overall, yeah, I'll put it even on par with, I think, all of the three. I'd have to give it more thought if I had to rank all three of them, but it wasn't a step down at all, which at some point they're going to step down because you cannot stay at that level. They're going to either continue to go, but at some point, it's going to be a tiny bit of a dip. That's just how stuff works. It's how life works. Someone's going to have a bad day in a high spot. But how they respond, how they respond after that is going to be very telling about the future of it. Because when it's going good, everyone's going to go along with it. But you know, but WWE, the main roster is not like that as much. I mean, when it's rolling, you can hop in, you can be great. But you want guys that when it sucks can weather the storm and get it back on the tracks. So I feel like when they go through that moment, those guys that are in there for that are going to be the guys that become super mega stars. You know?
Yeah, no. I liked NXT Takeover. I think it was a really good show. I think a lot of WWE fans and wrestling fans in general need to check it out. This is definitely worth the network. You know, the network is worth watching NXT every week and Legends House and a bunch of other great stuff on there. And that's just not me as a WWE fan pandering to the WWE. It's just my true, honest opinions about it. But Takeover was a really good show. I thought it was better than Arrival. Arrival had Arrival had a match of the year contender. I don't feel like this show really had a match of the year contender. Like had a lot of good matches, but I just liked the show a lot more. I felt it flowed a lot better than Arrival. I really did like it, and overall, I gave Takeover a B+, a B. Not a D, a B. I know my D's and B's sound alike, but a B. This is a B in sign language plus. I mean, that's. I would have to give it that show a B+. I felt NXT Takeover was just an awesome show, and it was one that I truly enjoyed. It's probably the second best pay-per-view or second best special event this year for the WWE. Just overall general, like I feel this is behind WrestleMania 30 in my personal opinion. So that's just me. That's just me in my opinion. So
one quick question. You can think about this on Sunday after they finish up with I can't remember. Is it Battleground?
Payback.
Payback. Yeah. After they finish Payback, you can ask yourself, if you had to watch one of the two over again, would you pick Payback or would you pick this one? You can't answer that now because you haven't seen Payback.
Yeah.
But that's going to somewhat be the main, like, that could be what raises everything up. Is if NXT starts becoming better than the special events of WWE's, like, normal stuff.
Maybe Payback can top it, but we'll see.
Yeah, I actually think Payback is actually going to be a better show than what most people think. I'll get more to that later when I discuss Payback in my predictions video, but I actually think that's going to be a lot better show than a lot of people are expecting it to be. I think it's going to be a surprising show. One of those shows where it's like, oh, this pay-per-view surprised the fuck out of me show, where everyone, like, they're like, I'm not excited for it, but it ends up being a pretty solid show. I think it's going to beat my expectations out. But I would like to thank David Rivera, a.k.a. Fortminorproject. I'm still used to calling you Fortminorproject, dog. I can't call you David. It's weird calling you by your full name. I would like to thank David Rivera, Fortminorproject, for coming on to the show. Make sure you check out his Twitter at David Rivera 1989. Check out his YouTube /David Rivera on YouTube. He hosts In the Hot Seat Live. I'll be on there from time to time, giving predictions with a bunch of other fun YouTubers like Simon Nicole HD and Boston Fans version 781. Am I right? V781?
Boston Fans 79V1 is Simon Nicole HD.
79V1, okay, and Simon Nicole HD, and a bunch of other YouTubers. Well, I just forgot the numbers at the end of Boston Fans channel, so a bunch of other great YouTubers. So I'll be on the In the Hot Seat Live here, and also thank you to Trio Blow Show, maybe former Trio Blow Show member, maybe Justin kicked them out of the Trio Blow Show. Former or current member of the Trio Blow Show, Jake Brightson. You can follow him on Twitter at JakeB253. Thank you guys for, if you're either watching this live or via the archives, or checking out NXT Takeover live stream, full depth in recap, discussing about NXT. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you guys enjoyed NXT Takeover. I'll see you all next time for my Payback predictions, NXT review. I already did that. Payback predictions and WWE Payback review and all this other stuff on my channel. I'll see you all next time. Peace, guys.
Peace.